Arsenal fans, what just happened? Newcastle just outclassed Arsenal in the Carabao Cup at the Emirates. Oh my God, what a loss that was. I mean, I look at this game and I was like, wow. I thought Arsenal would probably get a win at the Emirates and probably go and fight for a draw at the St. James Park, and that didn't happen. Arsenal lost 2-0 at the Emirates Sports Stadium. Arsenal fans are struggling, and Arsenal as a team is also struggling. So this was a Carabao semi-final first leg game where if Arsenal gets a win, they can go to St. James Park in probably next 2 weeks and get probably a draw and qualify for the final of the Carabao Cup. This win will probably put Arsenal in a position where Arsenal can fight for a trophy. So this loss means that if they probably do not qualify to the final, they are going to miss out on the Carabao Cup. It's something that Arsenal fans are really going to sort of pain, because Arsenal are really struggling. Arsenal are struggling to win trophies under Arteta. They play good football at times. They play very good attacking brand of football. They defend very well, but they are unable to win trophies. And so many Arsenal fans thought this is a convincing opportunity for them to get their hands on the Carabao Cup, only to sit at home to concede 2-0 against Newcastle. For me, it's a game that Arsenal should have won, considering what was at stake, considering it was going to be a chance to get an easy silverware. And we all know how difficult it will be in the next 18 games in the Premier League. Nobody gets to predict if Arsenal can go on an 18-match unbeaten streak. And even if they are able to go on an 18-match unbeaten streak in the Premier League, what shows that Arne Slot will drop points. You get it? So it is easier for you to just put your hand on the Carabao Cup when you are playing at home against Newcastle. It is something that is not even debatable. It is simple for you to just win a game against Newcastle at home. And you also have to put this in context. Arsenal lost against Newcastle at the St. James Park this season, and so playing at home, there should have been the energy from the players to revenge that loss, fight and make sure they can get their hand on a trophy. But that did not happen. Alexander Isak made sure that Arsenal are going to regret for not signing him and for not paying the £100 million tag that was placed on him. Let's just quickly go through the game. It was really an enjoyable football from a neutral fan's perspective. It wasn't a game that was boring to watch. That's something that we have to be very clear and truthful about. It was a game that if Arsenal play with a faster tempo, they would probably go on to win this game. And if Arsenal were a bit clinical, they'll probably have like a 3-goal margin or something. But in all, I really love to watch Newcastle play against these big wigs. They do not defend as many teams defend. They want to attack, they want to cause problems, and they want to make sure they score goals. And this Arsenal team is a team that have to be efficient. That's what we keep on saying. Arsenal are a team that at times play very good football but are unable to bury their chances. If you watch the XG, Arsenal had 3 XG. Arsenal had 24 attempts but 4 on target. That was not good enough. That was really not good enough. And if you're a team like Arsenal and you're competing for the Carabao Cup, competing for the Premier League, competing for the UCL, you have to be a team that buries your chances. You have to be a team that scores good. You have to be a team that really cause harm to your opponent. And that is what Arsenal is not doing well now. To even compound the fact that they are not scoring more goals, they are also a team that play very boring football now. Very slow football. Even when Arsenal are on the counter and they want to score a goal, you see the players pass the ball back again and start the build-up afresh. What is happening? The first 15 minutes of this game was for Newcastle. They attacked Arsenal, they created chances, they wanted to score goals. And when the tide turned, when Arsenal was able to soak in the pressure and started playing very well, creating opportunities, Martinelli had like a one-on-one with the goalkeeper Martin Dubravka and hit the goalpost and wasn't able to score. When Arsenal had their very best 10 minutes of the game, that was when Newcastle scored from a set piece. Martin Dubravka kicked the ball into the air. Arsenal were unable to deal with the duel. The ball fell to Murphy, and Murphy kicked the ball to Alexander Isak, and Isak scored a really important goal for Newcastle to take the lead at the Emirates. And one would have thought it was going to be a game that Arsenal will come back from behind to get a win. After the goal, we didn't really have much time to play, and Arsenal, and it was just first half. So I thought in the second half, Arsenal will come back into the game and try and come with a bit of urgency, come with a bit of chance creation opportunity, come with a bit of ability to score goals. But I mean, they came in and they were still lethargic. I think only Lewis Kelly was somebody who wanted to pass the ball forward, wanted to create opportunity, wanted to pass the ball. Even when he passes the ball to an attacker, they bring the ball back again. You don't understand? So just in the second half, you could see Arsenal also a bit tired, a bit uninterested, a bit unable to press very high as they normally do at the Emirates. And Sandro Tonali also had a very good game, stringing passes. He found Alexander Isak found Gordon, and Gordon scored a brilliant second goal for Newcastle. It was just a game that Arsenal wasn't going to come back when Almiron was brought on in probably the 70th minute, and Almiron told the Newcastle players that they were playing 5-5-0, 5-0, and when you are playing 5-5-0 with a team like Newcastle, they'll probably turn into a prime Atletico Madrid, and you are not going to score against them. And that's just what happened. Arsenal lost 2-0. So let me give you a breakdown of the game in detail. The brilliant summary of this game is that Arsenal are just inefficient. Even if they are playing boring games, even if they are playing boring brand of football, I expect them to cause problems. I expect them to score goals. I expect them to cause harm to the opponent. It wasn't like that in this game. This was a game where they were playing the ball slowly, passing the ball. Even when Juventus has to restart game, he holds the ball, keeps the ball slowly, and then delays on the touchline. How do you expect to score goals when you are not urgent? How do you expect to cause problems when you are not urgent? You get it? Is this something that has become a recurring theme in Arsenal's play this season? They are not urgent, they are slow in attack, and they are always depending on set pieces to score goals. And you could see clearly that Newcastle had different ideas. They didn't want to possess the ball at the back, even though at times they wanted to play from the back. That wasn't their plan. Their plan was to just play high counter, play quick counter, and score goals. And luckily enough, they had 2 goals from a set piece, and they have another from another. I think they had a goal from Arsenal, and Arsenal's inability to press, or Arsenal's inability to press Newcastle when they had a ball. That's all. And they had 2 goals. And when they had 2 goals, they were not interested in playing any football again. They were just interested in making sure they leave Emirates with 2 goals. Arsenal's issues in this game is just clear. The first thing to note, the first thing to talk about is that Arsenal have a lack of chances. We know that this Arsenal team is probably a team that has Bukayo Saka as their main man, has Bukayo Saka as their most important person, has Odegaard also as their second best player in the game. And when Saka has been out for a while, you know how they have been struggling for a while. They are struggling to create open play chances. That's the point. They are able to score goals from counter attacks. They are able to score goals from set pieces, but they are unable to create chances when they beat a defender one-on-one, and when create open play chances. They are unable to do that. And clear to note that this Arsenal team is for Saka. Without Saka, you don't see what Arsenal stand for. You don't see what Arsenal stand for when it comes to creating chances. It is sad to also note that Odegaard got injured for a while now, and when Odegaard got injured and came back, Odegaard hasn't been the Odegaard we knew before. The Odegaard that they compared him to Bruno Fernandes, the Odegaard that they compared him to a player like Kevin De Bruyne. And it is a fact that injuries really hamper the growth and development of players. But we need Odegaard as a captain of Arsenal to step up. We need Odegaard as a captain of this team to start playing impressive performances, because he's out of shape. His movement of the ball is something not to be desired. It's something that Arsenal as a team is struggling. I would have thought that Arteta will go in for the kill in this game, go on for a full-flowing attacking football, and not only passing the ball around. With the ball goes to Gabriel, the ball goes to Saliba, comes to Partey, and you playing the ball in your back line, probably get one counter, and people are thinking they are playing well. Arsenal didn't play really well in this game. They were not a team that wanted to win this game. They were a team that wanted to control the game and play slow football. That's the problem. Arteta has to come back again and make sure he can just get a silver. For me, it's a bit disappointing after watching Arteta coach Arsenal for about 6 years, and they are still unable to get their hand on a Carabao Cup trophy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. If Arsenal cannot win this Carabao Cup, I think that the blame has to be on Arteta. Nobody has to take the blame. You are a manager of this Arsenal team, and you should at least prepare with the team in mind that if not the Premier League, at least win the Carabao Cup. And I do not think Arsenal can go to the St. James Park and get a win. No, I don't think so. And even if they get a win, I don't think they can overturn this result and qualify to the final. You get it? So Arteta has blood on his hand if he cannot win the Carabao Cup this season for Arsenal. The only player that really impressed me was this Lewis Miles Kelly, or I don't know how his name is pronounced, but that is that guy. He's really good. He was really, really good on the day. How he was able to even dribble past the ball. He was one of the players who was really playing fluid football, playing real fluid football, real possessive football. Even when he had the ball, he passed the ball to the attackers like Trossard, the attackers like Martinelli. They just pass the ball back. I don't understand. I don't understand. And for a player like Havertz too, Havertz didn't have a good second half. Havertz was all over the place, and Havertz had a clear header where he should have probably gotten a goal for Arsenal, and he missed. Arsenal are really in a mess now. And one thing that really happened to in the second half was that, Gabriel Jesus is a 5'9", Danny Benz is 6'2" or 6'7". And you could see that clearly Martinelli was throwing in crosses for Gabriel Jesus to head the ball ahead of Danny Benz. I mean, Arteta, how does that make sense? How do you expect Gabriel Jesus to be winning draws against Danny Benz in the box? So talking about the game too, we also have to talk about Newcastle. Oh my God, Newcastle are a really strong team. Newcastle are a really physical, strong team. When I watch their midfielders in Sandro Tonali and Joe Linton, and you see a quality player like Alexander Isak, I think Arsenal must sign Alexander Isak by hook or crook. This is what £100 million striker looks like. Man, he's so clinical. He doesn't waste time on the ball. He wants to beat his opponent and he wants to score goals, and that's what Newcastle has right now in a player like Alexander Isak. It's just that he usually gets this usual injuries and some. But when you get this guy in your team, he will give you results. He will give you goals. He can play on the wings. He can play as a lethal number 9. And there are people you even compare Isak and Victor Gyökeres. I think that it's not even a comparison. Isak is doing this in the hardest league in the world. So it's not even an argument. It's not even a thing for argument. But it's just weird to know that Sweden have two very good strikers now, and none of them is called Zlatan Ibrahimovic. For me, the best Swedish striker was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but now it is Isak and then Victor Gyökeres. And I must say that Newcastle were really also defensive, very good. So Newcastle were really good defensively as a team, because you saw how when Almiron came on and Almiron did 5-5-2, the players, you knew that they were going to play a very defensive game, and they made sure Arsenal didn't get a goal. You get it? Danny Benz and the guys were really, really good. A player like Hall, Livramento, my God, these are good physical players. They were fitter than Arsenal players, and were strong in the duel, strong in the air ball, strong everywhere. Arsenal players look very shattered. They look tired, and the sad thing of all is they will playing against United. You don't really know which United will show up against Arsenal, and after the game against Arsenal, they'll play in the North London derby. And if this same Man United that showed up against Liverpool shows up, I think that they will definitely cause problems for Arsenal. Arsenal need to get their team back again. The players need to be fit and strong again for the next games. I think that Arsenal are not far from doing very good football, but they have to play good football. They have to be fast on the ball. They have to be good on the counter. They have to be very good in the doors as we know them to be. So let me just tell you my take on Arsenal's struggle. I think that for me, I'm fed up of boring football from Arteta. Like, I'm fed up, man. I'm fed up. They play boring football and they still concede. They have very strong centre backs, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. You have all these players and you still concede 2-0 against Newcastle. It doesn't make sense. For me, it doesn't make any sense. You get it? And For a team like Arsenal, it's okay for them to be getting 1 or 2 goals from set pieces, but a team like Arsenal cannot depend on set pieces for goals. No, they can't. And that's what their team looks like. They are unable to create chances, and they are playing ball, and they are depending on set pieces for goals. You get it? So it's Arteta telling me that without Bukayo Saka, Arsenal cannot create chances. I understand he's one of your best players in the team, but if he's injured throughout the season, you cannot play any good football. For real? I don't know whether Arteta has coached creativity out of this team. There's no creativity in the team. The team just passed the ball sideways, back to Arteta, sideways back to Partey, back to MLS, pass the ball to Trossard runs like a headless chicken, can't back. Oh God. It is really stressful as an Arsenal fan. I thank God that I'm not one of them. And the team's movement of the ball is also atrocious. That's what happened when Arsenal conceded the second goal. They have to press with intensity, press with energy. They didn't press with energy, and this team has regressed so much. Like the movement it's not working for Arsenal. If you watch this team and you compare it to about 3 years ago and you see what Arsenal were doing, playing good football, playing fluid football, my God, this is really bad. So this result means that if Arsenal go into the next Carabao Cup and do not get a 3-0 win, they are probably out of the Carabao Cup, which means that they will not get an easy chance to any club. They will not get an easy chance to any silverware this season. I think that Newcastle will definitely get a win or get a draw at St. James Park, and they will qualify for the final. Please, can you let me know what you think about this in the comment section? The best is yet to come. Thank you.